I am Poppy. I'm Poppy.
Check this out. I want to show you an excerpt of one of Poppy's old YouTube videos. Now, this cannot be found anywhere on YouTube because Titanic and Poppy have gone through great efforts to make sure any sort of existence of Poppy's old personality has been taken off of YouTube. So let's hope that this video will not be taken down because I am protected by fair use law. I am simply using this video for the purpose of criticism and research. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Poppy.
Video taken down. You now have 1 copyright strike. Really? After a whole year and a half? When I began doing commentary type videos here on YouTube, one of the first stories that I took on was Mars Argo suing Titanic Sinclair and Poppy. Titanic made some really cool videos with Mars Argo for about 6 years until all of a sudden they stopped uploading mysteriously and Mars Argo was just nowhere to be seen, and out of nowhere came Poppy. Oh, young Edwin, he was so cute, wasn't he? One of the main allegations in Mars Argo's lawsuit was that Poppy and Titanic had been ripping off her persona. Mars Argo naturally has a higher pitched voice and she was always sporting a bleach blonde hair look.
Hey, look it. I'm a swan.
Poppy originally had dark brown hair and had a not so high pitched voice.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
But when she started doing Poppy, she deleted all of her old videos because she was actually a YouTuber. She did like country music and it's really hard to find these videos. So the main gist of the story is that Mars Argo and Titanic Sinclair were dating and they had a pretty good YouTube channel going, but their relationship wasn't so good. And then after they broke up, Titanic Sinclair began pursuing Poppy and began the Poppy Project, which Mars Argo claimed stemmed off of her persona. The reason I'm giving all this context is because Poppy essentially tried to get rid of who she was before her character Poppy. Now, she didn't take down the video going over the accusations, even though it does show some footage of her with brown hair, so I'm not exactly sure what made her feel so entitled to take down my entire video, in which basically the main gist of it is, I personally think that Poppy has more creative control over her character than a lot of you guys give her credit for. I mean, maybe she thinks of some of the references to Mars Argo herself. Because when I first made the video about the lawsuit, a lot of my commenters were saying that, oh, it's all Titanic, he's probably manipulating Poppy too. So the main gist of my video was saying that, hey, it's possible that Poppy may have a hand in this too, you know, all the references about Mars Argo. It may not just be all Titanic's hand. And along with that, I showed a short clip of Poppy with brown hair. Now, if that's the reason why she felt inclined to take down my entire video and thus giving me a copyright strike, then that's a completely invalid reason. That is an abuse of the copyright system here on YouTube.
When people use our copyright claiming tools to claim or take down videos that they don't have the rights to, that's abusive. These are bogus or fraudulent content claims and copyright takedowns, and they're not okay.
Although you normally need permission to use copyrighted material in your own work, there is an exception called fair use. Fair use allows you to use brief portions of copyrighted works without permission for certain types of use, such as criticism, teaching, or news reporting.
You see how I just used that clip to explain fair use law to you guys? I didn't ask for permission, but I'm legally allowed to use it because it fits under the guidelines of the fair use law.
But we still see copyright owners use our tools to try to control legitimate reuses of their work.
And what's happened to me is not an isolated incident. There are plenty more examples of people taking advantage of YouTube's copyright system and giving other people copyright strikes. Now, the reason why this bothers me so much is not because YouTube made me go to their silly copyright school, or even the fact that they sided with the claimant and automatically take down my video without asking me any questions or even watching my video, apparently, because they don't own my video. The worst part about this, the thing that bothers me enough to make this video is the fact that I now have a copyright strike, right? So if I get 2 more strikes, these 2 fraudulent strikes, my channel is gone, you know?
When I issue a strike or claim, I have to agree that I have a good faith belief that I have the rights necessary to proceed with this, and a fraudulent claim could result in the termination of my own channel.
We still terminate tens of thousands of YouTube channels every year for attempting fraudulent takedowns.
So will Poppy's channel now be terminated since she has falsely claimed to have created my entire video? Because again, if somebody uses your copyrighted work and it's not fair use, you're supposed to claim which part of the video they have used.
We're also now requiring claimants to add timestamps to these claims, so you know exactly which piece of your video is being claimed.
But according to Poppy, my entire video belongs to her and now I have a fraudulent copyright strike.
But we have zero tolerance for bad actors who use copyright as a tool to censor or troll members of the YouTube community.
And to be clear, I do not want her channel to be terminated. In fact, I actually reached out to her because when I got the copyright notification at the bottom, it says, I think this was a mistake. You can file a counter notification or ask the copyright owner to retract your claim. And when I clicked on retract, it gave me her email and I actually sent her an email. An email I am now cringing at because at first I was like, oh, maybe she didn't mean to or she didn't realize how this affected me. But considering that I was ignored and considering how it continued to affect me, I'm like, why am I so nice? Anyways, I want to show you guys the process of what it's like to submit a counter notification for when a creator receives a strike. So the first thing you see is an important legal note. By filing a counter notification, you're beginning a legal process. As part of the process, YouTube will need to forward your personal information to the claimant who removed your video. So Poppy will have all my personal information? Wow, this is great. It's like a lose-lose for me, you know, I got a strike and I get to give all my private information. Lovely. In turn, the claimant may file a lawsuit against you. Oh shoot, I'm like getting threatened already. You haven't even started. You may wish to consult a lawyer about this process. Please explain to the claimant why you believe the removal of your video was a mistake. Okay, so let's see. The claimant has removed my video via a false copyright claim. I don't know how to type this out. I feel like I just explained this pretty well on my video, but I don't know how to say it in a way that'll make YouTube see that I own my own video. I created the video myself and can prove it as I still have the files on my hard drive. By claiming that Poppy owns my entire video is a complete abuse of the copyright system. Ah yes, this is the part where I give out all my information. I swear under penalty of perjury that I have a good faith belief that material was removed due to a mistake or misidentification of the material to be removed or disabled. And I'm done, so it looks like YouTube will now review my counter notification, and if accepted, it will be forwarded to the claimant who removed my video. And then they will have 10 days to respond. Edwin in court with Poppy to revive a video that I completely forgot about. And here's the thing, because I made the video a year and a half ago and I don't have the exported file, you know, but I do have the raw files, and I was rewatching them and I'm like, this is not my best work. I've grown so much in the past year and a half. So I might have taken it down if she had just emailed me and asked me about it, you know? Like, it's not that important to me, that specific video. But she had to be petty like this. Why, Poppy? Why? Alright, well, I'm gonna film again when I get a response, alright guys? So, cut to the future. So I got an email from YouTube and it sounds quite serious.
Dear Edwin's generation, thank you for your counter notification. It has been forwarded to the party that sent the takedown notification. Keep in mind that by submitting this counter notification, you've initiated a formal legal dispute process. As such, YouTube will handle this process in accordance with the law. This process takes some time, so we kindly ask for your patience. Upon forwarding your counter notification to the claimant, we will allow them 10 to 14 business days from this date to respond with the evidence that they have taken court action against you to prevent the reinstatement of the video in question.
So Poppy has about 2 weeks to provide YouTube with evidence that she has taken court action against me to keep my video down. Bro, this escalated quick. I didn't expect it. What? Am I going to court with Poppy? This makes me feel even more embarrassed about the email that I wrote to Poppy before submitting the counter notification. I'll read it to you guys in the next clip. I'm literally about to drive to LA. I'm going to be doing a very special interview. But yeah, so there's that. This is very interesting developments. I've been in LA for almost 2 weeks and I got a little distracted, but I finally found some time to record the bit because I told you guys that I'd read this email. It's so embarrassing. I'm at Kate's house. Say hi.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm filming.
So I said to her, "Hi Poppy, I hope you're doing well. I received a notification that you took down a video I produced last year via copyright strike. I'm wondering if you can explain your decision or simply remove it if it may have been a mistake, like remove the strike, you know? I did not plan on making any videos on you. Like I don't know. I feel like I said that because I don't want her to think that I'm your enemy. I don't want her to think I'm your enemy, because obviously when I was covering the videos, I wasn't on her side. I've got my hands full with several other stories and interviews. Maybe I could consider doing an interview with you. I find it curious how you're now portraying yourself with more personality than before. Haha." Okay, so she recently did an interview, which I just showed you, Kate. In which she literally has more personality.
It would be nice to light things on fire and destroy the rest of what was remaining previously.
And then like a month before, she didn't. She was all robotic, right?
Every celebrity has a book, but most of them are boring. And mine isn't.
And then rebuild or just destroy?
We rebuilt at the end.
Yeah.
But we can talk about that later.
This is the first time that she's ever had so much personality. So I was like, okay, I'm kind of curious about that. You know, it just doesn't have to be about anything drama or anything. I would like to do interviews in the near future, just covering completely neutral, not drama. And I said, anyways, no bad blood here. Just hoping we can resolve this before me having to dispute it through YouTube. Thanks, Edwin. So that's the embarrassing part, saying, oh, you want to do an interview? Why would you want to do an interview? This is... But hey, tomorrow, I'm going to be finding out, and I'm going to be actually at doing that video that I told you guys about in the beginning.
I want to do like an Andrew Zoom. Can you do Andrew Zooms in this?
Oh my god. Did you do the Andrew Zoom?
I tried.
Dear Edwin's generation, in accordance with the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, we've completed processing your counter notification. The following videos have been restored, unless you have deleted them, the YouTube team.
Huh. Well, ain't that something? Looks like Poppy couldn't prove that she made the video that I made. I think I told you that Poppy striked one of my videos from like a year and a half.
She bided her time. She waited.
I'm doing this video about Poppy giving me a strike.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'll tell Johnny on this video.
Poppy copy. You should definitely...
Poppy copy strike me.
Honestly, dude.
But then this video can work as a hype for this interview. At the end of this video.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I didn't know you were going to say
game
fucking
on.
Poppy.
Poppy.
Oh.
That little chick. No, she knows what she's doing. I don't know, dude. It's plain as fucking day what happened with that. And I just think that, like, as an artist, creative integrity and, like, being a genuine person who isn't just, like, following something that was, like, created by your new boyfriend, like, the whole thing with Mars Argo, it's so fucking obvious. And now you just see her, like, culture vulturing on whatever the next wave is, like, now.
I feel like every interview I've seen of her is just kind of like playing into it. It's like, all right.
I'm sick of
really
these girls who try to delete who they really are once they get signed as an industry fucking plant. These girls all had brown hair a fucking year ago.
See, my video was actually talking about how she used to be before she became Poppy. And she deleted all her background.
And that's the one that got striked.
Yeah, the one
they
that got
want to
striked.
suppress it. They want to keep it secret. There's plenty of girls like this in the industry, currently getting pushed by all of the major platforms within, like, especially the rap scene. There's this whole, like, fucking wave of, like, fake alternative girls, and they're actually...
I noticed that. I'm like, where do they come from?
Where have they come from? I know, but these girls are industry. The people that are signing them know that they can control them, that they can get them to be, like, falling into place. And that is a much less risky option than going with someone who is authentically an artist, who has integrity and morals when it comes to what they're releasing into the world.
Because they'll follow orders.
They'll follow orders. They will be happy with the creative direction that's decided for them. They will be happy that creative work is getting done on their behalf. It's an easy gig. It's a lot easier than being an independent artist.
And I mean, like, on the surface, this sounds like, oh, shame, but it's not even exactly shame either, because they want to do music, they want to do some creative, but they give up the creative control to be in that spotlight, so they kind of forget it, they get lost into it, I think.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is cool about you, you know, I think it's interesting that earlier today you pointed out a comment on my Instagram about how somebody was saying, well, part of me wonders if this is a publicity stunt for both of you. They're saying like, oh, for me too, it's a publicity stunt, but it's like, that's such a common criticism, and you know, part of me understands how, you know, it's okay to be skeptical. 2019, you gotta be skeptical of things, okay, but like, also take it into perspective, like, what is reasonable and what is like real. You gotta be able to feel that.
Edwin's the plug.